Hey guys, what's up? This is Hope, and I am here for just a really quick update. Today is Friday, September the 29th, and the last couple of videos I posted have been all about Hurricane Harvey and how it's just completely turned our world upside down, and we lost our house and pretty much everything in it. But I'm going to kind of switch gears today. I've had a lot of people ask me about our IVF transfer and when that's going to happen, and a lot of encouragement from a lot of private Facebook groups about IVF, and support and encouragement from a lot of people. And honestly, it's been a really weird conversation to have. It's been a hard conversation to have. When we went to our doctor in August, we decided to do the transfer in September. That's when we were going to do it. End of September, beginning of October, had everything mapped out. And then once again, life happens, and this monster of a hurricane came and completely destroyed everything. And so it's been a really tough conversation that my husband and I have kind of been bouncing back and forth, just different opinions and fears and goals, and it's, obviously we've talked about it quite a bit over specifically the last few days. And so I reached out to, the people who are on the private Facebook groups for IVF support, because I just kind of wanted to make sure that I'm not crazy. My initial reaction was no. Why would we do the transfer? Are you kidding me? Have you looked around? Like, I know you probably haven't, but our neighborhood is a disaster zone. Like, it looks like a bomb went off. I kid you not. I am not exaggerating. Like, it's unbelievable. On the weekends that we do have the boys, we're having to take them out of town, or having to take them to be in town and not be at home, because there's just not a whole lot of place for them to run around or play, because there's just so much debris everywhere. And so my husband, we first had the conversation about a week after we got back, and the house was already cleaned out, and we were just kind of talking about steps forward and what we were going to do to build the house back, and just our options. We don't have very many options, and so we're just kind of talking out what the best case scenario would be. And so we just kind of started having the really hard conversation of do we still want to move forward? Is this the ideal situation to transfer an embryo? No. Is this the ideal situation to have a baby? No. But at the end of the day, I kind of feel like if we had not gone through infertility and IVF, we would have just gotten pregnant whenever we were supposed to anyway. So if we're meant to get pregnant right now, then we'll get pregnant and we'll figure it out. And that was kind of like my husband's opinion. Like, we'll just figure it out. Like we always do. We go through stuff and we just figure it out. And so it took me, it took him a little bit of coaxing just to kind of get that out of me, that fear, all those fears that were creeping in about doing the transfer, and the stress, and just the condition of everything, and our house not being fixed. And obviously this is not an ideal situation. This is not anything like I planned for it to be. But when has anything ever gone exactly the way you plan? I've waited my whole life for this. I'm not joking. When I was 7 years old, if you were to ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would have said a mommy. It has been my number one dream. And I have gone through so much this year alone to get to this point, and we're literally at the finish line. And this massive hurricane happens and it knocks us off our trails a little bit. And to be honest, I was adamant about not doing the transfer this year, like waiting until next year. But that just doesn't feel right to me. Like, I feel like we just need to move forward, and life moves forward, and you take one step at a time, and you put one foot in front of the other, and you figure it out. That's what normal couples do, who find out they're pregnant in the middle of crazy stressful times. They just figure it out. My top 3 things that really concern me that I'm going to kind of be addressing with my doctor, just to kind of make sure everything is going to be fine, is of course the stress. It's really stressful times right now. But a lot of that initial shock and stress is over. We've come home, we've seen our house. It is what it is. It's time to stand up. It's time to start getting a plan together, and it's time to start figuring out what the next chapter is going to look like for us. Of course, I'm worried about the stress, and I'm, like I said, I'm going to talk with my doctor, just kind of talk to her about that. But I feel like the main huge stressors and heartaches and a lot of the tears and all of that is really kind of behind us. We're kind of in that acceptance mode now and we just want to fix it and just, build a new chapter of our life and kind of take what we've been given, take these big lemons and make lemonade. Like, it is what it is. And of course, I'm concerned about my second thing was just it not working. Like, what if it doesn't work, and we're already going through so much stress and so much heartache, and then this doesn't work, and that's just going to make it even worse. But we knew in the very beginning there was a chance of it not working, no matter if there was a natural disaster or not. Like, there's always a chance it's not going to work. And my counselor said, she gave me some really great advice, and she said, don't allow this hurricane to take this from you. It's already taken so much. And I agree. Like, I can't just stop and lay flat and throw my hands up and say, okay, life really sucks right now, and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on that I didn't want to happen, but I just give up. All of you who've watched my videos for a while know that's not in me. I'm not one to just go through something hard and throw my hands up and say, I'm just going to give up. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not willing to do that. I've waited my whole life for this. And so, like I said, and it took a little while for a lot of conversations with my husband to get me to this point, because like I said, I was adamant. I'm going to wait. Like, I don't want to be thinking about transferring an embryo right now. We only have 3. Like, what if something happens? And it's just one of those things where I'm just trying to take each little blessing and each silver lining as they come. And if we get pregnant, we get pregnant, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be an amazing experience no matter what's going on around us. And so the third thing was just not being able just to help around the house. Like, I'm not one to just go and kind of lay up somewhere while other people do work. I like to get my hands dirty. I like to, like, when my husband and I built our first house, like, we finished it out together. We did the floors, we did the painting, we did all of the trim work. Like, we did all of that ourselves. And so I like to help. I want to be able to help put our house back together. And if I'm pregnant, I won't be able to do that. And I know that might seem minor to some people, but it was definitely a concern. Like, obviously I didn't want to be big pregnant in the middle of a construction zone. No one wants to. But I don't know. At the end of the day, we have a goal. And we have this incredibly beautiful dream, and it's just all we've ever wanted. And is it going to be uncomfortable? Yeah. Is it going to be stressful? I'm sure. But I'm not willing to throw my hands up and say, I'm done. I'm not willing to do that. Like, I've been through so much. We're literally at the finish line. And so I feel like my little embryos that are frozen and safe, and I feel like they deserve a mom who's willing to stand up and say, I'm going to fight for you because I've wanted you my whole life. I've wanted the chance to have you my whole life. And I'm not going to let all of these situations that are outside of my control dictate what my next steps are going to be moving forward. And so I said all that to say that we are going to move forward with our transfer. We are still trying to decide if it's going to be next month, October, which is basically October now, or if it'll be November. But we are going to move forward with our transfer. And I have such peace saying that. Like, I know it's the right thing to do. But I know some people are not going to understand that, and that's perfectly fine too. But at the end of the day, we just want to bring a baby home. And wherever we are together, that's home. And we'll just figure it out. And so I actually went to the doctor today. I just left there, got some blood work. Got a potential calendar if we do the transfer in October. I got some medicine from them. Thank God they had some medicines there that they were able to donate to me. There are some medicines that I'm still going to have to purchase. But I contacted my nurse and explained to her what happened. That's another thing. It was just such an incredible blessing. They had some leftover medicine that just so happens to fit into my treatment plan. And so I got 2 different prescriptions from them they were able to donate to me. And then, like I said, there are 3 others that I'm going to have to purchase. But everyone, I've had some incredible people, and you know who you are, that have reached out to me, and they believe in my dream, and they just want to help. And I'm so incredibly grateful for your kindness and your generosity, and I cannot wait to share with all of you how all of this turns out. I can't wait. So that's where we are. We are moving forward with transfer. It's going to happen, come hell or high water, and we will just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and we'll figure it out. And I just wanted to make sure and share that news with y'all and just let y'all know. And I am just ready to start piecing everything back together. And so that's what we're going to do. If y'all have any questions, feel free to post them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching all of my videos and supporting me and encouraging me and just loving me and praying for me through all of this. It's been an unbelievable experience, and I'm so grateful to have had the support and the generosity and kindness and just love from so many amazing people. I'm so grateful. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.